Have you ever felt a sudden fire rise inside your chest over something small? Something that the very next morning you would barely even remember. Yet in that moment it consumed you completely and made you say or do things you later deeply regretted. Have you ever watched yourself lose control, raise your voice, or walk away from someone you love, and then stood alone afterward wondering why you could not simply stay calm the way you always promised yourself you would? Have you ever felt that? No matter how many times you tried to control your anger, it always found a way to return stronger. As if something deep inside you refused to be tamed, no matter how sincerely or how many times you tried. If yes, then this story is for you. Once upon a time, in a quiet village nestled at the foot of an ancient mountain, surrounded by pine forests, and the soft sound of a river running through stone, there lived a man named Arif, a blacksmith known throughout the region for the quality of his work and the sharpness of his temper in almost equal measure. Arif was skilled and deeply hard-working, a man who woke before sunrise every single morning and stayed at his forge long after the rest of the village had gone to sleep. But he carried inside him a fire that had nothing to do with his craft, a restless and unpredictable anger that rose without warning at the smallest of things, a dropped tool, a delayed delivery, a neighbor's careless word. Anything at all could light the flame without notice. His wife walked carefully around his moods every day. His children learned from a young age to read the tension in his shoulders and stay very quiet whenever his jaw was tight. And the people of the village, though they respected his skill deeply, whispered to one another that Arif was a man best approached only when the sky above him was clear. He was aware of it too. In his quieter and more honest moments he could see clearly the damage his anger left behind. The way his children flinched at a raised voice, the way his wife's eyes lost a little of their warmth with each outburst. And he hated himself for it, promising every single time that it would be the last. Yet every time the fire returned and took hold of him before he even realized it had begun. One spring morning, after a bitter and exhausting argument with a neighbor over something as small as a misplaced fence post, Arif sat alone at the edge of the river with his head in his hands, feeling the familiar wave of shame and emptiness wash over him slowly and heavily. And for the first time in his life he admitted to himself, quietly and completely, that he was losing everything that truly mattered to him because of something he did not yet know how to control. Something heavier than tears settled in his chest that morning, the slow and painful recognition that all the strength he had at the forge meant absolutely nothing if he could not find even a fraction of that same strength inside his own mind. He had heard from a village elder about a monk who lived alone in a small stone house halfway up the mountain, a man named Brother Yusuf, who had once been known for a temper even fiercer than Arif Eso, but who had not raised his voice in over 20 years, and driven by a desperation stronger than his pride, Arif climbed the mountain path the very next morning without telling anyone where he was going. Brother Yusuf received him without surprise, as though he had somehow been expected, offered him tea without ceremony, and listened to everything Arif had to say without a single interruption. And when the blacksmith finally fell silent, the old monk rose slowly from his seat, walked to the window, and pointed to the stone fireplace standing in the corner of the small warm room. "Tell me honestly," Brother Yusuf said in a calm and unhurried voice, When that fire grows too large and begins to threaten the house, what do? Do you scream at it? Do you fight it with your fists? Do you demand that it obey you? Arif shook his head slowly without speaking. You remove the wood, the monk continued, turning to face him with quiet and steady eyes. You do not battle the flame directly, because fighting fire with force only feeds it more air and makes it burn brighter and wilder. You simply stop giving it the fuel it needs to survive, and without fuel, even the most violent fire dies down on its own. And anger, Arif, is no different from that fire. It cannot live without the stories you feed it. He walked back to his seat and looked at Arif with the kind of deep calm that only comes from years of honest inner work. The next time you feel the heat rising inside you, do not try to crush it or deny it. Simply pause, breathe slowly and deliberately, and ask yourself one honest question. What story am I telling myself right now that is making this moment feel so much larger than it truly is? Arif returned home that evening carrying those words carefully inside him like something fragile and precious. And the first real test came sooner than he expected. When a neighbor spoke to him sharply the very next afternoon over a small disagreement about shared water rights near the edge of their properties, he felt the fire begin to rise exactly as it always had. Felt the familiar heat moving through his chest and up into his jaw, but this time, instead of letting it move his mouth, he paused for just one breath, slow and deliberate, and asked himself the question the monk had given him. And in that brief and quiet moment of stillness, he realized that the story he was telling himself was far larger and far angrier than the situation standing in front of him actually deserved. He spoke calmly, resolved the matter quietly and without drama, and walked away without a single word he would later regret. And that evening, for the first time in longer than he could honestly remember, he sat at the dinner table and heard his children laugh freely without watching his face first to make sure it was safe. Week by week the pauses grew longer and the fires grew smaller. He was not perfect and never claimed to be. But the man who came home each evening was steadier, softer, and more present than the man who had once allowed a single dropped tool to ruin an entire day for everyone around him. So, my friend, if you have been fighting your anger the way Arif once fought his, with force and frustration and promises that never quite held, then carry this truth with you from today. Anger is not your enemy and it is not your identity. It is simply a fire that needs no fighting, only the quiet and conscious decision to stop feeding it the stories that keep it burning. And the moment you learn to pause before you speak, to breathe before you react, and to question the story before you surrender to it, you will discover that the peace you have been searching for was never somewhere outside of you. It was always there, waiting just beneath the surface of the silence you never gave yourself permission to enter. Master the pause, and you will master the fire. If this story touched your heart, subscribe to Tales with English, where every story helps you learn English and learn life.